Hello, welcome back to RC Video Reviews. Today I'm going to show you how to do some mixes on an OpenTx radio that once you master, you'll probably be able to mix just about anything you want. We're going to address three different mixes today, and I'll cover them one at a time. The first mix will be a reflex or spoiler-on or flapper-on mix. Then we'll cover the knife edge mix, and finally we'll take a look at differential thrust. For this group of mixing, there are four things I have to do. Number one, I have to create a curve for the reflex and spoiler-on mix. You don't always need a curve for every mix, but in this case we do. Number two, we have to create inputs. So we're going to have a fairly complex model here that's going to use differential thrust and multiple ailerons. So we have to make sure our inputs are correct. Number three, and this is the big one, this is where we'll spend most of the time, and that's creating the mixes. And number four, of course, for each one of these steps, before we move on to the next one, we want to verify in the simulator that things are working the way we expect them to work. All right, let's get started with the reflex curve. So I'm going to open up my mix model. And I want to point out, if you've been following the series, in the simulator, I finally got this whole scenario fixed where I've got an image and a clock and some widgets up here saved. So finally got that worked out. It's weird that you can't save that stuff from within Companion, but if you import a model, you can. And notice my nice little picture of my katana that I have in there. I just flew that the other day, by the way. It was fun. I'm going to start with the reflex mix. And if you don't know what reflex is, here's the concept. It's making your ailerons both move together at the same time in the same direction. I've heard this mix referred to by a couple of different names. One of them is reflex, another one is spoilerons, and another one is flapperons. The difference between spoilerons and flapperons is whether the ailerons are aimed up or they're aimed down. If they're aimed up, they're called spoilerons or reflex. If they're aimed down, they're called flapperons. Anyway, let's get started. In order to add reflex, the first thing we're going to do is create a curve, and I'm going to use curve 1, and I'm going to call it my reflex curve. And I only want 2 points. On the left-hand side, it's going to be 0, and on the right-hand side, it's going to be 100. That's it. That's all we've got to do. On the inputs, we need to put in reflex as a source because we're going to assign the reflex to a switch. So I'm just going to pick source 10, and we're going to call it reflex. And I'm going to name it reflex, and the source is going to be our right switch, and the curve we're going to apply, anybody know? We're going to call it the reflex curve right there. Okay, let's take a look at mixes. Now, one thing I didn't mention earlier, that in order to make your ailerons both operate in opposite directions for normal flight and in the same direction for the use of reflex or spoilerons, you have to have both ailerons on discrete channels. So you can see that here. I've got channel number 1, aileron 1, and I've got channel number 5, aileron number 2. You have to have your ailerons on discrete receiver channels and transmitter channels. We'll start with aileron number 1, and I'm going to add my reflex input to this line. So we're going to call it reflex, and my source will be number 10, reflex. Remember, that's the one we made. And remember, look for this I-10. That's input line number 10, and that's the name of the input we created. And let's see, for weight, we'll leave that at 100. You may decide, guys, that you want to trim this down. I would suggest using the curve to trim it down rather than the weight. So while you're in here, just leave it at 100. If you want a degree of protection that disables this from working, you can add a switch in here if you want. I'm not going to do that in the video, but if you want to use a switch, by all means, you can add a switch. So that's it. I'm going to leave it that way. And on our second aileron, we're going to do the same thing, but in this case, we need to reverse the direction of the input. So we'll just click add here, and we'll call this reflex. Under source, we're going to pick reflex. And for weight, we're just going to make this negative 100. All right, let's go into the simulator and make sure it works correctly. So we'll fire this up and we'll get our channel outputs going over here on the right. And Before you mix, by the way, you should always make sure that your model works correctly without the mix, because if that doesn't work, you're going to find yourself in trouble. And so what I'll do is show you that if you look on the right-hand side and look at channels 1 and 5 in my mixer down here, you can see that as I move the stick, I see input on channels 1 and 5, okay? My rates are limited to 95, that's why it stops at 95. But if you look at my output, you see I've got one aileron up here on channel 1 going one direction and one aileron up here going the other direction. Okay, so that output is correct. Now as I move my ailerons, that's what I expect to see. Now we're going to check our mix to make sure the reflex works the way it's supposed to. So remember, we assigned our curve and our reflex to the right switch. We're going to go ahead and move this right switch, and what you want to pay attention to is the output on these two aileron channels 1 and 5 should go up. So here we go, we're just going to move it up and take a look at those two channels. You see what's going on there? So that's reflex. You have to imagine both of those ailerons moving up simultaneously. And we're doing that with our right switch. Okay, so that's job done. Reflex is working, that's correct. All right, the knife edge is actually really easy. The only thing we have to do to add a knife edge mix is add one line. We're going to go into our mixer under elevator, and I'm going to click add, and we're going to call this our knife edge mix, and we will select the rudder as the input for that one. I'm going to leave the weight at 100 because I want you to see the movement in the simulator. But here's the key in the knife edge mix. So when you think about the idea of mixing rudder and elevator in knife edge, the reason you would do that is if you have coupling on the plane, and when you add rudder and knife edge, the plane either pulls to the canopy or pulls to the gear. We'll assume in our case it's going to pull to the canopy. We need the elevator to go up like we're pulling back on the stick. But it should do that whether you're adding right rudder or left rudder. So that's the secret question. How do you make sure that the mix always goes in one direction no matter how much rudder we're using, either left or right? And the trick lies in this section right here under curve. We're going to select function, and we're going to look for the absolute value of the input. So it doesn't matter which way the rudder goes. Whichever way it goes, we're going to return the absolute value. Okay, the last thing we want to do in the mix is add a switch to activate and deactivate. You don't necessarily want this on the entire time you're flying. Could you imagine trying to land the plane, adding a little rudder, and having the plane pitch up? That would not be a good thing. So let's add a switch. I'm going to use SD down for this example. And now we'll pop into the simulator and take a look at what's going on. Now remember, on my planes, my rudder is on channel 4 and my elevator is on channel 2. I'm going to pull my throttle up to about the halfway point, and I'm going to lock it there because I want to focus on the correct channels over here on the right hand side. Remember, my radio has rudder on channel 4 and my elevator on channel 2. SD is down right now, which means our knife edge mix is active. So I'm going to move my rudder, and as I move channel 4, watch channel 2. Okay, so we've got movement on 4, and I go to the right, the output is down. It's going down. Now I move to the other side, we want the output to also go down. There you go. That's the secret sauce of a knife edge mix. When you put it into knife edge, you always want that elevator to respond in the same direction no matter which way you're pulling rudder. Does that make sense? And if that's backwards for you, let me show you how to fix it. We'll go into rudder, and all we do is reverse this weight. We just put a negative sign in front of it, go back into the simulator. I'm going to bring this guy up here and hold it and watch. So now I have my elevator channel 2 going up no matter what I do. You see that? That's the difference. Now if we want to disable that mix, all you got to do is take SD out of the down position and we're back to normal flight. See that? So in this case, SD down is the way you activate that. And you can go in and put a special function. I've done enough video material on that. If you want an audio prompt, you go into special function and say, yeah, if I do SD down, let's play a track that says knife edge. I'll just do it. I'm almost done anyway. Here, kapow. How's that?
Kapow.
All right, great. Kapow. Now, when I put my switch, let's fly, lock this thing in. Now, I'm flying around, using my rudder, everything's good. I decide, oh, I'm going to try a knife edge. I flip SD down.
Kapow.
Kapow. And now we've got that rudder and elevator moving together. All right, there's our knife edge. All right, the last one is the big boy on the block, and that's the differential thrust. This is actually a really cool feature. If you've got an airplane that's got 2 motors on it, this will be the same deal as the ailerons. If you want to have differential thrust, you need 2 channels for your motors. So you can see on this one, I've got I3 for throttle. I'm going to name this though. I don't want to just call this throttle anymore. I'm going to call this the port motor. And the source is still the throttle, so we're going to leave that alone. And then on input number 5, I'm going to create the starboard motor. And our input for that needs to be the throttle. Okay, so now we've created 2 inputs that identify as port motor and starboard motor. The next thing we need to do under the mixer is we need to add the second motor on its own channel. So you can see I've only got channel 3 right here for the port motor. Aileron number 2 is on channel 5, so in channel number 6, I've got to add my second motor. So we'll call this starboard motor, and the input for this one, do you guys remember the input? You got to use the discrete input here. So this will be the starboard motor input. And on the port motor, I want to put that name in here too, so we remain consistent. All right, now that that's in there, let's go into our simulator and make sure this is working correctly. So we're looking at channels 3 and 6. So let's pop the simulator up real quick. We're just going to hit the gas, and we want to see 3 and 6 both go up together. And we do. You see how they're both rising? Over here on the right-hand side, they're both rising together. 3 and 6. Okay, so what that means is when we apply throttle, both of our ESCs are adding power to the plane. Okay, so that works correctly. Now what we need to do is add a rudder input to mix the differential thrust. So we'll go under channel 3, and we're going to click Add, and we're going to call this Diff-T, differential thrust. And the source on this one is the rudder. It'd be a good idea to put this on a switch as well. So we'll use SE down. That way when you're flying, you can turn it off if you want to. So we'll use that for SE down. And then on the other throttle, on the starboard motor, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hit Add. We're going to call this differential thrust. Our source is going to be the rudder. And we're going to use that same switch, SE down. And we'll hit Add. All right, let's simulate this. And we need to make SE is down. Okay, I'm going to add throttle and lock it in position. And remember, we're focusing on channels 3 and 6 when we move the rudder. So what we want to see, because we have a differential thrust, the idea is if we use right rudder, we want the port motor to spool up and the starboard motor to spool down. And if we had left rudder, we want the starboard motor to spool up and the port motor to spool down. So here, let's take a look and see if it does that. So I have my throttle is locked right now, and I'm just going to take a left-hand turn with the rudder. So it looks like as I move my rudder, which is on channel 4 down, both of my motors are spooling down. Perfect. Let's correct that. We need to go into channel 6 and add a negative value in front of that mixer. So just put a negative in front of that 100, and we'll simulate it again. Move our throttle up, lock it in position, and now we'll start moving it. As I move my channel 4 rudder left, you can see what's happening, right? The left motor, channel 3, the port motor is spooling down. Do you see that? The port, whoops, I'm going to lock this too. Stop moving on me. I'm moving that rudder left. You can see the port motor, channel number 3, is spooling down, and the right motor, channel number 6, is spooling up. And now when I move my stick to the other direction, you can see I'm turning right now. My starboard motor spools down, and my port motor spools up. That's differential thrust. Now, if we want to disable that to make sure that we don't encounter that in flight, we just hit SE, and it can be in any position. And we're back to standard movement, right? We're just standard movement of the rudder, no throttle mixing at all. If I put SE down, I've got throttle mixing or differential thrust. All right, guys, and remember what I said. You can always go into these special functions and say if you got something like SE down, let's just put it in real quick. We'll hit play track. It's a good idea to add these voice prompts so your radio can help keep you honest. It's easy to forget this stuff, and by putting voice prompts in, the radio will help keep you honest. So I just picked this one.
Cheat mode active.
Cheat mode active, that sounds good. Now, when I go into the simulator and put SE down.
Cheat mode active.
Let's look at the outputs real quick. Yep, I've got differential thrust. Now if I turn that off, differential thrust is gone. If I turn it back on,
cheat mode active.
Cheat mode active is back on. All right, guys, that's all I've got on the Big Mix video. I hope you liked this material, and if you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button. 68% of my views come from people who don't subscribe, so hit the button, join the channel, be part of the team. I'd really appreciate that. It'll help the channel grow, and it helps my videos get better placement out there on YouTube. For the rest of you, I appreciate you. Thanks for your engagement in the channel. That's all I've got for today. Take it easy. This mix goes by several beep beep. I've heard this mix referred to by. Now what we're looking for, I'm gonna add some throttle, and I want to lock it. And whoops. All right, guys, that's all I've got on my Big Mix video. I hope this was beneficial to you. Okay, guys, that's all I've got on my Big Mix video. I hope you appreciated that content. Come on, man, that sounds so stupid.